at games over their time here. We cannot thank them enough for their contributions. At this time, we ask the senior members of our CHS band to stand. We'd like to recognize Michaela Chin, Liam Gala, Miranda Grady, Peter Heredia, Alvis Hung, Tia Cody, Brian McGilvery, Dahlia Newen, Athena Toe, Min Tran, Emily Vogel, Sarah Wan, Dia Zaraj, Gahan Gildenberg, Lucas Lee, Jack Musharelli, Zaire St. Louis, Victoria Vinn, Ben Weaver, and Eli Weaver. Let's hear it for the senior members of the CHS band.
Wait, how can I zoom?
This is your zoom. Okay. Side to side is pan. Up and down is tilt. And you may need to use this in or zoom out. Steady moves are the key.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our graduating football seniors. These young men have led the Bulldogs to some very successful seasons during their time here, including qualifying for the playoffs for the past 2 seasons. They currently have our Bulldogs at 3-0 on the young season, and we want to congratulate them on their past successes and wish them well as they chase their dreams this season and beyond. Please give each of them the round of applause they deserve. Number 5, Captain J.T. Norton. Number 6, Captain Nick Crow. Number 7, Captain Jake Marcel. Number 70, Captain Rancy Jean Baptiste. Number 72, Captain Owen Sasson. Number 1, Jerome Weeks. Number 2, Brian Keelan. Number 4, Brian McGilvery. Number 9, Chris Pereira. Number 12, Brady Hart. Number 19, Nick Dietrich. Number 21, Avery Gibson. Number 22, Ryan Hickey. Number 24, Nolan Harney. Number 44, Aya Formavellos. Number 55, Nate Toussaint. Number 57, Derek Finkston. Number 73, Silton Comic Williams. And number 74, Logan Rice. Let's hear it for our senior Bulldogs.
Welcome to Canton High Memorial Field here in Canton, home of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs take on Holliston. Bulldogs 3-0 No. Holliston, 2-1. Will, should be looking forward to this game. It's a great game tonight. Both teams look great. What are you expecting tonight?
You know, it should be a very special game tonight, Spencer. And, you know, you got a huge powerhouse in Canton, 3-0, facing off against Holliston, who's a very formidable opponent. You know, I know the seniors want to win on this type of night, so I do think it will be a very great game as we head towards the toss in a little bit.
Yep, should be a great game tonight. Looking for the coin toss right now.
We're looking for a chain crew to report to the chain.
You know, some of the top seniors are JT Norton, Nick Crow, Jake Marcel. All three of these guys will have a huge impact on today's game, especially if JT plays, which looks like he will in fact return tonight.
Thank you so much.
Due to his presence at the middle field logo. Varsity Jean Baptiste, another captain, he should have a huge impact for tonight's game. If you remember last week, Canton shut out Bedford 10-0. You know, it was a huge game for both teams. How do you think the momentum will be carried on to tonight's game?
Man, it was a great game last week. As you said, Bulldogs shut out Bedford. This will be a little bit more of a tougher matchup for the Bulldogs tonight, but I still think they got it. Trying to improve to 4-0. I mean, quarterback Miguel stepped in last week.
Yeah, well, you're on D.
He stepped up. See what happens this week.
Yeah, it should be a very great game. You know, Canton's playing great on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, especially when it comes to the defensive line. As the national anthem will play shortly. Here comes Holliston as they will punt the ball for today's game.
Bulldogs looking to return. Start the game off strong.
Should be a really good game today. Number 29 for Canton, AJ will return it.
Ball is off. Bulldogs looking to return it. It's a good return. Brings it up to about the 42-yard line.
Nice return by number 1, Jerome Meeks, who started off around the 50-yard line as the quarterback, JT Norton, hits the field for the first time in a few weeks.
Well, as you just said, JT Norton returns to the field. A little bit of a sickness. He's back. What do you expect from him tonight?
You know, I expect a lot of things from JT Norton, but one thing I expect is toughness. You know, every single game he comes into, you know, he comes in with 100% effort, so should expect a lot of toughness from JT tonight.
First play under JT Norton. Snaps the ball. Looking for a pass. Pass is called to AJ for a gain of 5.
Good catch right there from AJ. Already picking up where he left off. It'll be a second down and short for the Bulldogs.
Well, JT likes to use his legs a lot, run out of the pocket, scramble around, do his thing. You think he's going to be able to do that in this game?
I think he will be able to scramble, get a lot of rush yards in today's game. You know, he's a very mobile quarterback, so that'll definitely be a factor, Spencer.
Second down for the Bulldogs. Ball is snapped. Hands it off to Crow. Crow right through the middle. First down and many more.
Great run right there from Nick Crow. Gets the Bulldogs the first down of the game. Already doing a great job on offense. A little bit of an early start tonight. Last week's game against Bedford was 7 p.m. Tonight is 6 p.m.
Bulldogs from the Holliston 43.
Last week, Crow got hurt a little bit, taken out of the game. We had other people step in. Brody Baldiga step in, did his job. Crow back. What are you looking for in this game?
Yeah, all three of them should definitely be a huge factor in this game. Baldiga's a great backup running back. Nick Crow has been recruited by several schools. I think all three of them will be a huge factor, you know. All three of them are very talented athletes as JT Norton tries to target Jake Marcel, but is incomplete. Second down and 10.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball is snapped, hand off to Crow. Crow tries to go through the middle, meets a couple of defenders for a loss of 1.
Good run defense right there by Holliston. Stops Nick Crow, and it'll be a third down and long now. You know, that's something Coach Fallon does not want to see.
Loss of a couple on the play, sets up a third and long. 3rd and 12 Bulldogs from the Holliston 44.
Third and long for the Bulldogs. Ball snap. JT Norton looking for a wide receiver. Pass is incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver, Tommy Rose.
Bad start to the game for the Bulldogs, as you can see right there. JT Norton tries to find Tommy Rose, but it is incomplete as the Bulldogs punt team will hit the field for the first time today. Not the start you want from Coach Fallon.
Not a great start tonight. Last week against Bedford, also didn't start off too hot. Last week they bounced back. Can bounce back this week?
I think they will bounce back this week as the punt is almost blocked. However, it is taken out of bounds at near the 10-yard line.
Great pump by Jake Marcel right there. Gets Bulldogs bounce, lands up about the 13-yard line.
Bulldogs defense should definitely have a pretty good game today. You know, obviously last week they shut out Bedford, who's a pretty good offensive team. So I do think they will have some pretty good results versus Holliston, who actually shut out their opponent last week as well.
SW Electric, Apollo Pizza, John Dolan Kitchen and Bath, Mike Gale CPA, Minuteman Press, Nina Mechanical Systems, West Construction, and Wildwood Education. Thanks for your support.
Holliston snaps the ball, scrambles right, but there's a flag on the play, and the refs will blow that play down.
Motion is the call.
Already a good start for the Canton defense.
Keep moving upfield.
Charles Patrick leading this Holliston offense.
Should be a huge game for him today.
Canton student section already wants to get into this game, get under Holliston's skin, give the Bulldogs a little bit energy.
You know, Spencer, you know, the crowd's always a huge part of football games, you know, trying to get under the other team's skin, you know. Should be a very loud night from the Canton student section.
Ball is snapped. Handoff. Bulldogs defense read that like a book, and they were all over that for a loss.
Good tackle right there from Owen Sasson, the senior captain, you know. Does everything he does to get that tackle.
Owen Sasson, captain of this team. Plays both sides of the ball. Great on both sides of the ball. Bulldogs are going to miss him next year.
You know, for sure, Spencer, you know, Owen Sasson's a huge talent on both the offensive line and the defensive line.
Ball is snapped. Looking for wide receiver cannot catch the ball, incomplete.
Lucky drop by there. Lucky drop right there by the receiver, Liam Brackenden. Instead of a 3rd down and 15. Already a good defensive possession for the Bulldogs defense.
Third and 15 for the Panthers from their own 8-yard line.
Third down and 15. Let's see if the Holliston can convert.
Yup. Screen.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball. Looking for a wide receiver. It is caught. First down, Holliston.
Good catch right there by the tight end, Paul McGrath. I think that'll be a first down for Holliston.
Tackle made by Pereira, but not before a first down.
Yeah, that'll in fact be a first down for Holliston. Good start to the drive for them. Unlucky defense from the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs almost got a hand on that. Couldn't quite get it. First down, Holliston. As the ball is snapped, handoff. Bulldogs, D-line all over that.
Good tackle right there by the Bulldogs defense. You know, the defensive line is a huge part of this team's defense. Results in a loss of 1 or 2. About 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
This Bulldogs run defense has been amazing all season. Losses every game. What do they need to keep up?
You know, they got to keep up the great running efforts from Valdega, Crow, Marcel. And they also got to keep up the great tackling on defense. Those are 2 things they have to keep up.
Inside handoff
Ball is
again.
snapped as it's a run, and Bulldogs defense again all over that for a loss.
Good tackle right there by Marcel. Gets a tackle for loss on the running back from Holliston. It's now a 3rd down and long for them. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get off the field with a stop.
Sets up another 3rd and long for the Panthers. 3rd and 11 from their own 24.
Stretch.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball, low snap, scrambles right, looking for a wide receiver. It is caught, not enough for the first down though as Bulldogs push him out of bounds.
You know, number 10, Paul McGrath, already with 2 catches so far today. He should be a huge factor just by looking at the first drive of the game, as Holliston's punt team comes onto the field.
Brings up 4th and 5. Bulldogs out to return the punt.
Surprised they're not going for it right here. I mean, 4th down and 5. That's not obviously it's not a guarantee that you're gonna get the first down, but there's still a good chance that you can get that first down.
Maryland Jameson back for the Bulldogs.
Ball is snapped. Punt is up. Short punt. AJ Fair catches the ball. Bulldogs will take over at the 35-yard line.
Here comes JT Norton coming back onto the field. We actually interviewed him earlier this week. You know, he's very excited about coming back onto the field, becoming a team player for his team. You know, he's trying to do everything he can to get Bulldogs to a 4-0 start, which would be very good for their playoff standings.
Talking to a couple players at lunch today, you know, really devastated they lost last year to Duxbury. Looking to bounce back this year and hopefully go farther.
For sure, Spencer. They want to get back to the championship game.
JT Norton snaps ball. Pass is caught by AJ for a gain of 5.
AJ already making a huge impact on the Bulldogs with 2 catches and a couple of yardage on the punt returns. The junior wide receiver should be a very impressive player for the Bulldogs going into this year and next year.
Ball is snapped. Handoff to Nick Crow. Crow right up the middle. Holliston stops that for a gain of 1.
Crow has been able to do a whole lot so far today. You know, he's been struggling compared to the prior 2 weeks. However, I do think he's going to be able to bounce back in the coming drives, as will be a 3rd down and short for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Norton trying to put some points back on the board after being out for a couple weeks. See what he's able to do. Ball is snapped. Right through the middle. Could not get it.
Strange play call right there by Fallon. You know, JT Norton gives the ball to Marcel. However, it is not good enough for a 1st down. Actually, it is good enough for a 1st down. He got just enough yardage to get it. Student section is actually packed tonight. Like, I don't know, you can't see it on the TV, but like it's actually packed.
Usually they only fill up the left side of the student section. Not today. Seniors came ready to fight. Ball is snapped. JT Norton looking deep. Has a wide receiver. Great pass deflection by Holliston defense. Number 11, Tyler Motor.
Motor almost gets the interception right there, but it is going to wind up being incomplete. JT Norton already showing off some of his key skills, you know, arm strength. Nearly gets the ball to AJ, but it is obviously incomplete. It'll be a 2nd down and 10.
Second and 10 for the Dogs. Ball is snapped. Norton looking for a wide receiver. Pass is caught to Paul Mellon for a gain of about 4 or 5.
Good catch right there by the junior receiver. Another guy that should have a huge impact on tonight's results.
Sets up a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 gets 8
3rd
yards.
and 2 at the Holliston 44.
JT Norton snaps the ball. Hand off to Crow. Crow slips. Holliston defense all over that for a loss.
Number 9, Max, gets to Nick Crow right there. It'll be a 4th down. Crow just can't get that much going so far tonight due to the Holliston defensive line. You know, they've been having a great performance so far. There's a little bit over 3 minutes to go in the 1st quarter.
Tough start for the Bulldogs. Jake Marcello to punt. Jake Marcel punts the ball. Good punt. He's going to take the Bulldogs bounce. Bulldogs will down it at the 1. Great punt.
Down it at the 1 yard
As you
line.
said, you know, Great punt right there by Marcel, you know, getting it over the 5-yard line. Should be a pretty easy drive for the Bulldogs unless something crazy happens by Holliston.
Inside the 5. Ball's on the
Holliston
1-yard
takes
line.
over the ball at the 2.
Holliston will go to work from their own 1. 1st and 10 with 2:47 remaining in the opening quarter. No score.
Ball is snapped. Run up the middle.
Inside
For no
run
gain.
by Holliston, met by a
Canton's
host of
defense line
Bulldog
picking up where they
tacklers.
last left off, you know, with a
Short
tackle
gain
for
on
a loss
the
right
play.
there.
Well, as you said,
Ball
picking
marked
up
at
where
the
that defense
4-yard
left
line.
off.
Sets up a
You said it
2nd and
earlier.
7.
They shut out Bedford last week. What a game. Canton hasn't done that many times, and just looking for a great game tonight. Come off strong. Hopefully this offense can put some points on the boards, and Bulldogs can improve to 4-0 on the season.
For sure, Spencer, you know, Rancy Jean-Baptiste, he'll be a huge part of that, the senior captain, known for getting sacks and tackles as be a 2nd down 7.
2nd and 7 for Holliston. A little pitch. Finds a hole. Going. Dylan Lank with the tackle.
Good run right there by number 9 for
Carried by
Holliston,
Max
Max Mauro. Gets the first down. You know, he's already had a pretty good impact on games so far. So that's definitely a guy that the Bulldogs will be looking at in the second half. First down and 10, about a minute left to go.
Ball is snapped. Another run right up the middle. Bulldogs all over that for a loss.
Good tackle right there by the Bulldogs defense. It'll be still a 2nd down and long.
No gain on the play.
Probably the last play of the quarter there.
Second down and 10, about less than a minute to go now.
Second and 10 for Holliston.
From their own 27-yard line.
Ball is snapped, looking for a pitch. Finds the pitch. Bulldogs are all over that for another loss.
Another good output right there by the Bulldogs defensive line. Yes, another tackle for loss. You know, Tommy Rose almost comes in there and strips the ball away from the quarterback. However, Holliston is able to pitch it out. Still a negative yards right there. As the first quarter will be coming to an end. 0-0, Canton and Holliston.
And that's going to do it for time in the first quarter. And after 1 quarter play here at Memorial Field, Canton Bulldogs nothing, Holliston Panthers nothing. Holliston offense will get back to work on their own 26 for a 3rd and long when play resumes.
Well, scoreless first quarter. Bulldogs defense came out strong. Bulldogs offense slacking a little bit on offense. Got some good plays. Nick Crow taking up the middle. JT Norton back in the game after missing a couple weeks. They look strong, can't convert. But what are you looking for later in this game?
You know, they just need better execution on offense. You know, JT's just coming back as starting quarterback of the Bulldogs. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time to adjust. So as long as they have better execution, I think they'll have no trouble winning this game, as you can see by the defensive performance.
Totally agree with you on that one. Bulldogs offense, in the first 3 games of the season, they haven't lacked in scoring at all. I mean, Bedford had a good defense. They still put up 14 points on them. They've had a great season so far. They're not lacking anything.
For sure, Spencer, you know, it's a total team effort so far from the Bulldogs.
As we start the second quarter.
Panthers take over at the 26. Ball is snapped, looking for a wide receiver, and that is almost intercepted by the Bulldogs. Incomplete pass on the play.
Chris Pereira almost gets the interception right there. I know he's going to want to have that back, as even though they dropped the interception, it will still be a 4th down and 12, and the Bulldogs will in fact get the ball back as Holliston elects to punt.
Forced that high pass, almost intercepted by Pereira. 4th and long. Holliston back to punt. Mellon and Jameson ready for the return.
Panthers snap the ball. Punt is off. Ball is caught.
Fair catch by
Bulldogs will
Mellon.
fair catch it
Just shy
on
of
the
the
49-yard line.
Good decision right there by Jake Marcel. Just decides to do a fair catch. Bulldogs will now really get field position at the 50-yard line.
48-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Start the second quarter. The offense is back to work.
Bulldogs lining up at the 48-yard line. JT Norton snaps ball. Pass to Jake Marcel. It is caught for a gain of 4.
Good catch right there by Marcel. Gets a couple yards on that play. Not good enough for a 1st down, however, already a good sign for the Bulldogs' 3rd offensive drive.
Great call by Fallon right there. A little pass option. Give it to Marcel. Let him do it.
For sure, Spencer. You know, Coach Fallon got Coach of the Year honors last year. It might have been a couple years ago, but you know, he's just a great coach overall.
Norton snaps the ball. Pass incomplete. Looking for a
Norton's pass falls
wide
incomplete.
receiver Jake Marcel on the play.
Tries to target Jake Marcel once again. Not good enough for a 1st down. It falls incomplete. However, they still only need a few yards on this play, so they still could convert a 1st down.
Third and 4 for Canton. Norton snaps the ball. Hand off to Crow. Crow, 1st down. Finds a hole. Breaking a couple tackles and still going as he steps out of bounds. Great run by Nick Crow.
Good run right there by Nick Crow. Gets his first huge run of the game. Will be good enough for a 1st down around the 20-yard line. Bulldogs desperately needed that, bro. They now have a lot of momentum going into the 2nd quarter.
Norton snaps the ball. Little fake handoff to Crow. Norton keeps it, uses his legs.
Keeps going.
And he keeps going all the way down to the 10. Great read option by JT Norton.
What a run right there by JT Norton. Gets the 1st down. That was yet another huge play by the Canton Bulldogs. They needed that.
Ball is marked at the Holliston 11-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the 11. Holliston trying to prevent the Bulldogs from putting points on the board. Ball is snapped. Fake handoff, looking for a wide receiver. It is caught to Marcel. Marcel.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
What a throw right there by JT. Finds his man, Jake Marcel. It is now 6-0 ball game for Canton. Great play execution right there by both Phelan and the Canton Bulldogs quarterback, JT. As They'll now try to get an extra points. Make the game 7-0.
Great drive for the Bulldogs right there. I mean, decent punt by the Panthers. Fair catch at the 50. Go down and score. Looking to put the extra point up for 7. Ball is snapped. It is through. Bulldogs 7, Panthers 0.
Good kick right there by the Bulldogs, and you know that's just a drive that any team wants to have. You know, goes down the field, scores a touchdown. You know, Jake Marcel, great catch right there. They'll make the game 7-0. Just continue to do what they were doing on that drive, and Bulldogs should be good.
Will, scoreless first quarter. What do you think Fallon said to this Bulldogs offense to get them going?
You know, I think he just preached better execution and, you know, better timing. That's all they needed, and, you know, on that drive, both of those things happened. So if they continue that into the next 2 quarters, they will have a really good chance of winning.
Bulldogs is about to kick off to the Panthers. Panthers returner, and they just hop on the ball and prevent Bulldogs from doing anything risky. Panthers will take over at the 25.
Holliston desperately trying to get on the board right here, you know, tie up the game with Canton. You know, I'm sure the quarterback is really upset over what happened in the previous drive.
Closer to 26.
You got moves
Here
there.
comes the Holliston Panthers offense.
Charles Patrick leading this Holliston offense. Ball is off. Looking for wide receiver, high pass, and it's incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Another
near
near interception right there by the Canton Bulldogs. You know, tips off of number 10's hands, almost gets there, but overall it is incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Ball is snapped. Bulldogs read that again like a book for a massive loss. Holliston tries to run the ball anywhere to get past this Bulldogs line, and they can't make it.
Good tackle for loss right there by number 6, the running back and linebacker, Nick Crow. Results in a loss of a few as Canton still leads 7-0. You know, the Bulldogs defense line has been having a great game so far today, just like how they've been having a great season so far.
Panthers trying to answer back as it's 3rd and 15 on their own 20. Panthers snap the ball. Looking for a wide receiver. It is caught, but tackled. Not enough for the first down. Bring up 4th down.
Good tackle right there by number 16. It is still not good enough for a first down despite the catch by the Panthers.
Jake Varsity in the game again, apparently sets a punt for the Panthers.
Panthers about to punt.
Punt is off. Caught by AJ. Bobbled a little bit. After the return of about 8 yards.
Nearly risky right there. You know, AJ bobbles it. However, he's still able to recover. Bulldogs are now situated at around the 50-yard line. So, yeah, just like the previous drive, pretty good field position. As we have 9 minutes left to go in the quarter. There's the Bulldogs student section. Bulldogs band.
JT Norton leading this Bulldogs offense. There's a handoff to Jake Marcel. Jake Marcel takes it to the right side.
Turns it upfield.
Gain of about a few for Jake Marcel.
2nd and 7 Bulldogs from the 45-yard line.
Second and 6 for the Bulldogs. Trying to put more points on the board. Great drive. Last drive, putting 7 up. Trying to do it again. Norton snaps the ball. Back in the pocket, looking for a wide receiver. AJ. Great catch for a gain of about 20 yards on the play.
You know, as you just said, amazing catch by AJ. You know, as I was saying earlier as well, AJ, huge factor in today's game. Makes his presence felt as he gets a nice 20, 25-yard catch. As it'll be a first down for the Canton Bulldogs.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on Holliston's 27. Ball is snapped. Norton scrambling out to the right. Has a wide receiver open. Is incomplete, overthrows it, but there is a flag on the play. Appears to be on the offense. Bulldogs will move 5 yards back for 1st and 15.
Bad penalty right there by the Bulldogs. You know, JT tries to get his man, Jake Marcel, open. However, it falls incomplete to him. Even if he caught it, he would have caught it. So it would have been a penalty. Minus 10 yards for the Bulldogs.
1st and 20 Bulldogs. From the 37. First down. Bulldogs.
1st and 20 on Holliston's 36. Norton snaps the ball, looking for a wide receiver. Pressure's getting to him. Tries to avoid the sack, but he takes the sack.
You know, good field awareness right there by Norton. Tries to avoid the sack, however, he is unsuccessful. It'll be probably a minus 8 or 9 yards right there, as it'll be a 2nd down and very long. Not what you want to see there by the Bulldogs offensive line.
Line to gain is at 17-yard line.
Bulldogs 2nd and 20. Going the wrong way. JT Norton tries to fix that. Put some more points on the board. There's a flag. And it will push the Bulldogs back even farther.
Bad drive so far for the Bulldogs. You know, they have that amazing catch by AJ. However, penalties are currently killing them. It'll be still a 2nd down and long for them.
JT Norton snaps the ball. Has a wide receiver. It is caught. Bobbled a little bit. Just makes it back to the line for no gain.
Good catch right there by Pereira. However, it's so probably no gain or just a few yards right there. Unlucky drive for the Bulldogs, both for the quarterback and the receivers. About 6 minutes left to go in the quarter.
3rd and 32. Ball is snapped, hand off to Crow. Crow takes it through the middle for a gain of about 4.
Be 4th down and long. They'll probably elect a punt.
That's up a 4th and long for the Bulldogs from the 50-yard line.
You know, bad drive right there from the Bulldogs. You know, originally they were at the 30-yard line after that catch from AJ. However, penalties and bad play designs, you know, really hurt their drive. And they'll now be able to punt. Back to the Panthers.
Marcel with another booming punt.
Punt is off.
Oh.
It is bobbled. Holliston can't recover the ball. It is down at about the 11-yard line.
Things almost got tragic right there for the Holliston Panthers. You know, the punt returner bobbles the ball. However, he still ends up recovering it around the 10-yard line.
Their own 11-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers from the 11.
Here comes the Bulldogs defense.
Let's talk about Jake Marcel having a huge role on this team. Plays offense, defense, and special teams. Punting this year has been amazing. He downs everything within 20 yards of the goal line.
For sure, Spencer. You know, he's had his presence felt on both sides of the ball.
Ball is snapped, low snap, and Bulldogs are all over that as the quarterback tries to take it himself.
Good pressure right there from the Bulldogs defense line. Will still be a 2nd down and long for the Panthers.
Charles Patrick not able to do much in this game against a tough Bulldogs defense.
You know, Patrick has not been able to get a lot of things going today. That's mainly due to the pressure of the defensive line. You know, they've been having a huge game already.
Patrick on the roll.
Ball is snapped. There's a
Bouchard on the pursuit.
run to the right side for a gain of 1.
Good tackle right there from the Bulldogs defense, you know. As I just said, you know, the defense line's been playing amazing so far this season and in this game. As you can see right here, 7-0 Bulldogs. Could this be a 2nd straight shutout for the Canton team?
Ball's marked at the 14-yard line.
3rd and 7
3rd and 7.
on their own 13 for the Panthers. Bulldogs trying to get the ball back. Add some more points before the first half comes to an end. Ball is snapped. Looking deep for a wide receiver. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag thrown.
Pretty sure that's going to be on the defense for a pass interference. It looked like the cornerback right there was did a pass interference right there. Number 11 for the Bulldogs. Dylan Link.
Ball in the field is pass interference, which gives the Panthers a
First and 10 for the Panthers after that. Penalty on the Bulldogs.
1st and 10 Panthers.
Bulldogs have gone unlucky with the penalties so far today. You know, whether it be moving it back or, as you can see right there, the pass interference call. You know, they've been very unlucky. Cost them a lot of points.
Panthers snap the ball. Scrambles right, looking for a wide receiver, and it is incomplete. Trying to find a wide receiver, but nobody was open.
Pursued by a host of Bulldogs in the backfield.
Charles Patrick, you know, he's been having a pretty rough day, and that's mainly due to the Canton defensive line. You know, they've been on his, they've been on him all game. Here comes the Panthers, 2nd down and 10 with about 3 minutes left to go.
2nd and 10 on their own 29 for the Panthers, trying to add some points on the board before first half ends. Ball snap, scrambling off to the right, trying to find a wide receiver. Pass is broken up by Jake Marcel.
Jake Marcel having a really good day so far on defense. You know, almost completes the pass. However, it is still a 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers. Still can't get anything going on offense. This continues on to the half. You know, that's 6 straight quarters of where the Bulldogs defense has not allowed a single point. Very impressive.
Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. Charles Patrick snaps the ball, scrambles right again. He really likes that right side. Trying to find a wide receiver, nobody's open. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He likes that right side a little bit too much, you know. 4th down for the Panthers. Pretty bad day on offense so far for Holliston, as the punt team will come onto the field. It does seem that the Bulldogs shutout streak will continue going into the 2nd half, as the Panthers still have 0 points.
Back deep for the Bulldogs. Varsity set to punt.
Punt is off. It is bobbled, and it looks like Holliston can hop on that.
Wow. You know, just I was saying that they might shut out the Panthers. You know, Panthers now have great field position right here near the 30-yard line. A very unlucky sequence of events for Canton, as the Holliston student section on the other side of the field celebrates it.
Panthers got lucky. Hits a Bulldogs. Hit a Bulldog arm. Takes a Holliston bounce. They get ball on the Bulldogs 30. Looking to answer back from a couple drives ago when Bulldogs took the lead.
Charles Patrick, he's looking to get a touchdown right here. The Panthers quarterback.
Charles Patrick snaps his ball, handoff, finds a gain of 3 on the play.
Decent run right there, however, it's still not good enough for a 1st down. Bulldogs defensive line, once again proving why they're a force to be reckoned with. Now we have 3 minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter, almost at halftime.
Ball is marked at the 27-yard line. 2nd and 7. Panthers.
2nd and 10 with 2:30 left in the first half. Holliston on the Bulldogs 26. Charles Patrick snaps the ball. Little handoff to the right side. Bulldogs all over that for another loss.
Once again, another great tackle by the Bulldogs defense.
Tackle for a loss.
Be a 3rd down for Holliston.
3rd and 12 Panthers from the Bulldog 32.
Less than 2 minutes to go now.
Third and 12 for the Panthers. trying to put some points on the board before the half ends. Against tough Bulldogs defense, Holliston will take a timeout.
You know, during this timeout, I'm sure Holliston's head coach is definitely going to be a little bit mad at them. You know, they're not playing that good right now. Offense has not been able to put out that much points against the against the Bulldogs defense. And on defense, you know, they've been pretty good so far. They did let up another touchdown from JT earlier. So I'm sure in the second half, Holliston will be a much different team, as they have struggled mightily so far.
As you said, Holliston takes time out, check a couple things over for a third and 12, minute 30 left in the first half.
Great camera work so far today by Tommy Tang. Absolute legend. You know, Dunzo's back onto the field today, you know, coming out of retirement for tonight's big game.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball. Pressure's getting to him. Takes a hit. It is incomplete. Gavin Bouchard trying to come up with the interception. Brings up 4th and 12.
Almost gets there. Bouchard nearly gets the pick. However, it is incomplete. Still a 4th down, though, so not a complete failure of a drive in any way. Still, though, you definitely want that back if you're Bulldogs head coach Anthony Fallon. Looks like they're going to stay onto the field for 4th down and 12. About a minute left to go.
This Panthers offense will stay on the field for 4th and 12. Trying to convert. Ball is snapped, scrambles off to the right, looking for a wide receiver. 2 defenders there, and it is intercepted. Bulldogs returning the ball. Great return. They get up to about the 39-yard line on that.
What a
interception.
What a spectacular interception right there by number 13, Paul Mellon. Huge play right there as they'll get the ball back with about a minute left to go. Terrible play call right there by the Panthers head coach, as they will end up at halftime with 0 points. Paul Mellon, the junior defensive back. Huge play right there. Can't get any better than that, Spencer.
You said it yourself. Tough drive for the Panthers. I mean, they get a little lucky. Hits a Bulldogs defender on the punt. They recover it. Can't do anything with it. Bulldogs get the ball back with a minute 12 left in the first half. See if they can do anything with it.
They will call a timeout. You know, JT Nord wants to get another touchdown on the board. You know, I'm sure he's going to target Marcel. I'm sure he's going to target Crow. You know, all these players, Chris Pereira, definitely. They want another touchdown on the scoreboard, you know. Already 7-0. They want to make it 14-0 going to the half.
Absolutely. The bigger the lead, the more comfortable you get.
For sure, Spencer. Holliston, a lot of things to cover in the second half, you know. Terrible interception right there by the quarterback. I'm sure coach is not going to be happy about that.
Bulldogs offense will get back to work from their own 39, 1st and 10 with a minute and 12 remaining in the half.
JT Norton snaps the ball, looking for a wide receiver. Pass is caught for a gain of 7. And Panthers cornerbacks meet them. Clock is running.
Bulldogs do need to hurry up.
Bulldogs will be in hurry up. Trying to add some more points on the board. Ball is snapped. JT Norton thought he would be sacked, breaks a couple of tackles, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Norton brought down
Bulldogs probably won't do a lot on this drive, you know. Already bad signs right here. About 45 seconds left to go. Looks like they'll take, Coach Fountain will take another timeout before the half ends.
44, setting up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. 45 seconds remaining in the half.
Bulldogs 3rd and 5 on their own 44. 45.1 seconds left in the first half. Trying to add some more points on the board, make their lead a little bit more comfortable. Let's see what they can do.
You know, the Bulldogs have not had that good of a game so far, you know. Only up by 7 points, you know. The offense could have done a lot more in the first half. I'm sure in the second half they'll be able to improve on a lot of things. So I do think they will continue on with this momentum into the second half. As you can see right here, the Canton student section absolutely packed tonight with seniors.
Bulldogs going back out on the field for 3rd and 5.
Third down and 5, Bulldogs from the 44-yard line. 45 seconds remaining in the half.
Third down and 5 for the Bulldogs offense. Let's see if they can convert this.
There is a penalty on the play. Bulldogs will get pushed back a little bit more.
Penalty on the play, pushing the Bulldogs way back. Not sure what that was.
Looks like they will run out the clock going into halftime. Looks like the Bulldogs will lead 7-0 going into halftime.
Clock just running all the way down.
Not exactly sure what happened there, but the Bulldogs set out the punt team on a 4th and long with 27 seconds remaining.
Looks like the punt team's coming out for the Bulldogs. Strange turn of events right there. That looks like Jake Marcel once again. 3 seconds left to go in the half.
3 seconds left in the half.
Bulldogs out to punt. Ball is snapped. Marcel will just stall the timeout. Smart play right there.
Time
Going to
expired
half.
here in the first
Up
half.
7-0.
With the score
It's
at
a tough
halftime,
Holliston
Bulldogs
team.
7,
You don't see that all the time, you know, the puncher trying to throw a football. It is incomplete as the Bulldogs going into halftime. They lead 7-0. A lot of things that they can improve on, particularly on offense, but overall, if they continue this type of effort, then they will in fact win this game against the Panthers. As we will go into halftime.
Seniors, please come down so you can get your class picture taken here on senior night. The student is well represented. Please report for a class picture. Looks like people are lining up on the track.
bringing you the best of Canton football. See it on Canton Community Television.
You can catch this game on the CHS video YouTube channel.
It's a mix of fast, slow. Because when they're snapping, one, focus, make sure you're always in focus. If not focus, it looks terrible. Focus right here. Right? When they're snapping, when they're lined up, you're getting the quarterback. Quarterback gets it. Snap to the quarterback, you drop the quarterback.
Quarterback's the one who's...
So they're in the line, comes back, throws it, right? The quarterback's the one that catches it. Alright? So you're getting that catch.
I feel like this is going to be easier because it has a stool. Because my feet low. 1, 2, 3.
two berries at once. One berry at a time. One berry at a time. Nope.
Second half's about to begin for the Canton Bulldogs. They will punt to start off the half. You know, Bulldogs and the Panthers trying to have a competitive game in the second half.
Bulldogs about to kick the ball off to the Panthers. They received in the first half. Ball is up. Holliston will fair catch it. Bobbled it though. And there is a flag on the play.
Number 15, Braden Mitchell, responsible for that penalty. Late hit.
A little bit of a late hit.
Not what you want from the Bulldogs head coach Anthony Fallon to start off the half.
Coach Fallon definitely does not like that flag right there. I mean,
For sure, Spencer, he definitely disagrees with it.
arguing with the refs a little bit. He says the ball is loose still, and Braden Mitchell was just going to play the ball, but don't always get what you want.
For sure, Spencer. Panthers offense takes the field for the first time this half.
Tough call for the Bulldogs. Coach Fallon just gets 2 more penalties added on after the kickoff. Holliston will get great field position.
Canton takes a quick huddle right here. Or, I'm sorry, I think a timeout on the fields. A little bit of a strange start to the second half for both teams.
Coach Fallon really not happy with the call on the field, and Holliston takes over at the 39-yard line. Charles Patrick snaps the ball, handoff for a gain of 1. Bulldogs all over that run.
Nice tackle for loss right there from the Bulldogs defense. You know, they're doing a pretty good job. Already off to a pretty good start in the second half, besides from that penalty. Second down and 10 for the Holliston Panthers. Here comes the snap. Patrick gets it off. He hands it off to the running back. Gets maybe 1 or 2 yards on that play. It's a third down. It'll be a third down and long for the Holliston Panthers.
Great field position by Holliston Panthers. After the kickoff, Bulldogs defense come out strong. Third and 11 on the Bulldogs 39.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can get the Panthers off the field right here. They've been doing a pretty good job defensively so far today.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball. Scrambles right, looking for a wide receiver. It is caught, and he breaks 1 tackle and gets the first down.
Good pressure right there. However, he finds his receiver, Paul McGrath, for a first down. Bad execution right there by the Bulldogs, as the Panthers will end up near the 20-yard line, as we do have an injury on the field.
We'll take a quick break as somebody's down on the play. Holliston 1st and 10 on the Bulldogs 22.
Panthers trying to get on the scoreboard right here. Bulldogs have been doing a great job defensively. As I said earlier, 6 straight quarters without a single point from the opposing team. As with about 10 minutes left to go, the player will come off the field as it'll be a first down and 10 for the Panthers.
Panthers snap the ball, and there's a couple whistles.
Looks like it's going to be a false start. And it will be on Holliston. They'll move back 5 yards.
First and 15 for Holliston.
Holliston desperately really trying to get on the scoreboard right here. They've been very, very unlucky all game.
Ball is snapped. A little confusion at the line. Bulldogs D-line all over that. Ranty with the tackle.
Good tackle by Rancy Jean-Baptiste, the senior captain. You know, he's been having a great year all season. You know, could definitely be playing college football next year. It will be a 2nd down and long for the Panthers.
Second and 16 for the Panthers. The Bulldogs 27. Guy in motion. Charles Patrick snaps the ball in the pocket, looking for his wide receiver number 10. And his tackle by Jake Marcel.
Great tackling so far today, not just by Jake Marcel, but by the entire Canton defense. You know, that's been a huge part of their defense so far to start off the season. It'll be a 3rd down and long for the Panthers.
Ball is snapped. Looking for wide receiver. It is a little bit overthrown right off the wide receiver's fingertips. Brings up 4th and 17.
Number 17 drops the ball right there. Pretty bad play right there by the Panthers. It'll be a 4th down. Looks like they will in fact punt. Actually, it looks like they're going to stay on the field. About 8 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
This Holliston team's getting a little desperate against a tough Bulldogs defense. Can't get much by. This is the closest they've came all game, scoring a touchdown, getting points on the board in general.
Yeah, it's really hard to score against this Canton defense. Been lights out all year long. As you can see right here, Holliston takes his timeouts. Definitely a lot to discuss in the huddle. Canton as well. They have also struggled scoring the ball so far today. Only 1 touchdown on the board.
Fourth and 17 on the Bulldogs 30. Holliston trying to add their first points on the board.
There's the Canton student section, been great all night so far. As Panthers will in fact go for a first down right here. 4th down and 17. 8 minutes left to go.
There's a flag before the ball is snapped.
Let's see who it's on.
Appears to be on the offense. Bring them back even farther. Let's see if that will change a decision.
Another bad turn of events right here for the Panthers. They go back 5 yards. Let's see if they still go for it, as they will decide to punt, it seems, as their other punt. Yeah, they will in fact punt. Would have been fun to see if they actually converted that 4th down and 17. However, they will punt it to number 29, AJ, the junior.
Punt is up. Short punt. Telling all the defenders to stand clear and make sure nothing risky happens and Holliston gets another lucky bounce.
Bulldogs will start at around the 25-yard line. Decent field position, not the best obviously. However, the offense out there not allowing more points will come back onto the field and try and get a 2-possession game right here. Let's see if JT Norton, the offense, can pull it off with less than 8 minutes to go now.
JT Norton leading this Bulldogs offense 1st and 10 on their own 18. Tough first drive for Holliston. See if the offense got some momentum. Run. Crow right up the middle for a gain of 4 or 5.
Crow, decent run right there. Not good enough for a first down, obviously. However, that's what he does best, you know. Those short runs usually turn to long runs. Even if they don't turn to long runs, you know, he gets decent yardage on those type of plays.
He's great at finding holes on this offense, scoring touchdowns. What can't he do?
For sure, Spencer. There's a lot that he can do. As it'll be a 2nd down and 3.
Norton snaps the ball. Another handoff to Crow. Crow meets a couple of defenders at the line, and it looks like the ball came loose.
You know, the Panthers defense, they definitely saw that coming, and so it's not that much of a surprise that will be a loss of yardage or maybe no gain at all. They will have -1 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 4 with less than 7 minutes to go now.
Norton snaps the ball. Another handoff. Looks like Brody Baldiga this time. Maybe a loss of 1. Just gets back to line of scrimmage for no gain. Brings up 4th down.
Punting will come onto the field. Pretty surprising call right here by Coach Fallon. He usually likes to go on those 4th down and shorts. As you said before, you know, Brody Baldiga with the run. He had a huge game last week. Got a lot of yardage. I think he even got a touchdown right there the previous game. So it's a pretty big surprise that that's his first carry so far today. About 6 minutes still to go now.
Jake Marcel punts the ball. Great punt. Bulldogs will let that bounce, and they'll down it at the 44-yard line.
Good punt right there once again by Jake Marcel. You know, outside of being a great linebacker and a great running back, you know, he's been a pretty tremendous punter so far this season. You know, he's been able to get the other team in bad field position, and you know, he's been a pretty good punter. You know, a lot of his kicks have been blocked.
Yeah, well, tough first drive for the Holliston offense. Let's see what they can do here. Bulldogs defense have not let down a step at all.
For sure, Panthers really need a touchdown right here. They want to get momentum going.
Holliston snaps the ball low. It's a run. Bulldogs defense all over that for no gain, maybe even a loss of 1.
Good stop right there by the Canton defensive line. Been firing on all cylinders so far today. Still think Carl McWilliams coming onto the field right now. the D1 football recruit. First down and long for the Panthers.
Flag on the play was on the Panthers. Push them back even farther. 1st and 20 on their own 26.
Already a bad start for the Panthers so far this drive.
Ball is snapped, looking for a pass, and is incomplete right in the wide receiver's breadbasket, but he cannot hang on to it.
Dropped by number 10, Paul McGrath. You know, he's had a few catches so far today. Right around the 50-yard line, he drops the ball. Yeah, he's definitely going to want to have that back, as it'll be a 2nd down and 20 for the Holliston Panthers.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball, looking for a pitch, and
Oh.
that play gets blown up. Bulldogs all over that.
Good pressure right there by the defensive line. You know, I've been saying this all game. You know, the D-line has been absolutely amazing so far. Not just this game, but all season long. They've been a force to be reckoned with. As it'll be a 3rd down and long for the Panthers. Just haven't been able to get anything going so far today.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball. It's a run.
Wow.
And he's just finding a hole and cruising through it. He gets a 1st down and more. It's a gain of about 30.
Number 9 with a huge run right there. Panthers get a 1st down out of nowhere. Amazing momentum swing right there by Holliston. They really needed that one, Spencer.
Let's see if that gives them some momentum.
Let's see if they can have another completion right here.
Ball is snapped, looking for a wide receiver, going deep. And
Caught.
pass is caught by number 10, and it's a touchdown.
Wow. That's McGrath, number 10, as Holliston now on the scoreboard. 7-6, as an injured player is now on the field for Canton. Just not what you want to see from the Bulldogs head coach, Fallon, as they will now try the extra point kick. 2 disastrous plays for the Canton Bulldogs. Back to back.
Bulldogs defense look great all game so far. One run, and then touchdown in the next play. Not
really the first bad thing that happened to the Canton Bulldogs so far today. You know, they've had a lot of errors on both offense and defense. However, that was a really big momentum swinger right there, as it seems like they might go for 2. They will, in fact, go for 2.
The Panthers will go for 2. Charles Patrick trying to lead this team to have a 1-point lead over the. Looking for a pass, and it is incomplete. The Bulldogs can keep their lead 7-6.
You know, Patrick was trying to find his man, but it is incomplete. 7-6 Bulldogs, still up by 1. You know, that's the first time an opposing team has scored on Canton in a very long time. Sitting at 3-0, you know, they're still in a really good position. If they lose this game, that will hurt both their season chances and their playoff chances. So a lot of football to go. You know, less than 4 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. We still have 1 more quarter left to go.
Bulldogs maintain their 7-6 lead. Panthers could not convert on a 2-point conversion.
You know, pretty surprising that Holliston decided to go for 2 right there. You know, 7-6 Bulldogs. That could hurt them in the long run if they don't score once again.
Let's see how this Bulldogs offense can answer back. Bulldogs having a hard time picking up the ball off the kick, and they just take the ball and are down around the 15-yard line. See how this offense can answer back from the last touchdown. This Bulldogs student section trying to give this Bulldogs team some momentum. See what they can do on offense. JT Norton snaps the ball, pressures in his face, and pass incomplete. Looking for wide receiver Tommy Rose.
What?
Bulldogs offense, 3rd and 10 on their own 16. See if they can convert after Holliston scored the last touchdown.
Looks like there might be a flag on the play. Gonna move the Bulldogs back a little bit. 3rd down and 15 for Canton.
Bulldogs going the wrong way. Not their favor.
Let's see if they can convert this 3rd down and long. Bulldogs still up 7-6.
JT Norton, 3rd and 15. Scrambling in the pocket, looking for a wide receiver. Pressure's getting to him. He ditches the ball, looking for a wide receiver. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th and 15 on their own 10.
Bulldogs try to find Nick Crow, number 6. However, it is dropped. We'll be back on the punt team to punt the ball to Holliston. Things could have went better on that drive. However, they are still beating the Holliston Panthers 7-6. About 3 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Jake Marcel out to punt to the Panthers. Punt is off. Great punt. Pushing them back. Takes a Bulldogs bounce. And the ball just keeps on rolling.
It will go to the 30-yard line.
Ball is downed right at the 30-yard line.
Good sequence of events right there for the Bulldogs. Jake Marcel, as I said earlier, amazing punting season so far. Gets the ball around to the 30-yard line. Pretty good start for the Bulldogs defense.
Well, let's see how this Bulldogs defense can answer back from the last drive. Giving up a long run and then Nice throw for a touchdown. Let's see what they can do on this drive.
You know, up until that touchdown, they've been having a great day so far. So this game, while the game is certainly not over, if they continue to let touchdowns like that happen, they might be able to lose this game. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Charles Patrick leading this Panthers offense. Ball is snapped. Patrick looking for a wide receiver. It is
Picked off.
intercepted. It is returned. He's finding a couple holes and he's going all the way.
He's still going.
Down.
Huge interception right there by number 9, Chris Pereira, the senior linebacker, as the offense gets the ball back. What a huge play by Pereira.
Chris Pereira weaving his way through this Panthers defense, putting this Bulldogs offense in great field position.
What a huge play by Pereira. Can't say that enough. As the Bulldogs, they might have sealed the game right there, as while they're only winning by 1 point, they might get a touchdown on this drive that could put the game away.
Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 on the Panthers 20. It is a run. Nick Crow scramble, goes off to the right, finds a hole, and gets a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play.
Good run right there by Crow to start off the drive. Less than 3 minutes to go now. You know, Crow's been having a pretty decent day so far. Let's see if they can get a touchdown right here. Expand the lead to 8 points. Or 9.
Second and 7 for the Bulldogs. Norton snaps the ball. Handoff to Brody Baldiga. Brody Baldiga finds a hole on the left side of the line. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Good run right there by Baldiga. Let's see if they can convert this third down. With 2 minutes left to go now. Huge play right here for JT in the offense.
3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs on Holliston 12. JT Norton hands it off to Crow. Crow goes right through the middle for the first down and a couple more.
Nice play design right there by Coach Fallon. Gets the Bulldogs a first down with about 2 minutes left to go now. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Just what you need right there, you know, a quick and easy first down. Crow doing what he does, gaining first downs.
First and goal for the Bulldogs, trying to extend their lead over this Panthers defense. Panthers trying to get a big block, handoff to Crow. Crow takes it to the right side of the line for a gain of 4.
Good run right there by Crow. Gets a few yards on that play. Now less than a minute to go now. Everything's been going right for the Bulldogs in the past minute or so. The INT and now the first down. Looks like they might run the clock down. Or they might do one final play.
Second and goal for the Bulldogs, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Norton snaps the ball, fake handoff, uses his legs, close to the goal line.
Is that in?
Refs will mark him a yard short, brings up 3rd and inches.
Wow, almost into the end zone right there for Norton. Still stopped short as we go into the fourth quarter. Bulldogs 7, Holliston Panthers 6.
Will, this third quarter right here, Bulldogs in general didn't have a great third quarter. Looking to pick it up in the fourth. Bulldogs on the 1 yard line, on Holliston's 1 yard line. See if they can extend their lead. what does his defense got to pick up? They gave up a touchdown the second drive, and a couple big stops after that.
For sure, Spencer. You know, you just got to continue on with what they're doing late in the third quarter. You know, getting that INT, obviously getting a few other stops right there. You know, Ramsey has to be a huge effort if they want to win this game. They're down at like what, the 1-2 yard line right now. If they can get a touchdown right here, the game might be over. However, we still have 12 more minutes of football to play.
That interception by Chris Pereira definitely gave this Bulldogs team some confidence, motivated them. Let's see what they can do in this fourth quarter, see if they can maintain their lead and improve to 4-0 on the season.
For sure, Spencer. You know, the Bulldogs, really good start for them, not just in this game, but also in the season. You know, let's see if they can potentially have an undefeated season. Only 1 more yard to go. Timeout, Holliston.
Looks like Holliston will take a timeout. Give their defense a couple more seconds to think over how they want to prevent this Bulldogs team from scoring.
No, it's extremely likely that the Bulldogs will score right here. However, Holliston does want to do anything that they can to prevent a touchdown. So I'm sure that's going to be discussed in the huddle. Low-scoring game so far today.
JT Norton leads this Bulldogs offense. 3rd and inches.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can score right here.
Norton snaps the ball, hands off to Crow. Crow takes it right through the middle.
It is.
Far left calls it a touchdown, and it is a touchdown. Bulldogs add 6 more to their lead.
What a TD right there from Crow. Huge score right there as they now make it 13-6. Unbelievable play right there by the senior captain. This game might be over if Holliston can't score on the next drive.
Bulldogs going for the extra point.
New kicker this week as Tiernan is out.
Extra point is good. Bulldogs 14, Holliston 6.
Bulldogs up 8 points. If the Panthers want to win, they now need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So a lot of work to do for the coaching staff. About less than 12 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter.
11:52 in the fourth quarter. Let's see if this Holliston offense can get another touchdown.
They really need a touchdown right here, Spencer. It might be over if they don't.
They really do. Bulldogs getting ready to kick the ball off to the Panthers.
Here comes number 14. Number 34. Number 14 with the punt.
Bulldogs kick is off. Holliston catches it. Bulldogs defense on that for a short return.
Bulldogs defense about to come back onto the field at around the 40-yard line.
Holliston offense takes over at about the 36-yard line.
Holliston really needs a touchdown right here. It's time for the receivers to have heroic efforts. They want to win today's game. Largely a pass attack team.
Let's see if Charles Patrick can do anything. Lead this Panthers offense to anything. Quick pitch to the running back. Bulldogs over that for a gain of 1 for the Panthers.
Outside of a few big runs, the Holliston Panthers running game hasn't been able to do a lot today, and that huge factor in that has been the defensive line. You know, they've been all over the running back, making sure that they haven't been able to do much today. $11 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
Holliston offense taking their time to get up to the line, thinking their plays over thoroughly. Need to score. Ball is snapped. It's a run through the middle. Bulldogs stop that for a gain of 2.
Good tackle right there by Owen Sasson, number 52, the senior captain. This allows the defense to not get a lot of yardage as Comic Williams and Lorenko come off the field.
Ball is snapped. Another pitch. Little
Pitch
flea
play.
flicker.
Wow.
That play is getting blown up. Not enough for the first down. We'll bring up 4th down.
Strange play right there by the Holliston coaching staff. You know, you don't see that a whole lot. Flea flickers in the modern high school football day and age. Looks like they will punt the ball, as it'll be a 4th down in a few. Less than 10 minutes to go now. Interesting call right here by the Holliston head coach, electing the punt.
Punt is off. It's a good punt.
Nobody's back there to return.
Takes a Bulldog bounce back. And they'll down it at about the 19-yard line.
Surprised AJ is not on the field for that. You know, the Bulldogs kick returner, as the Bulldogs offense will be situated around the 20 to 30-yard line. Let's see if the Bulldogs can close this game out with a touchdown right here. For being real, all they need is one more, as they're already up by 8 points.
JT Norton looking to close out this game with another touchdown. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Crow. Crow finds a hole in the middle for a gain of 8.
Good run right there by Crow, you know, doing what he does best, you know, good long runs. As will be a 2nd down and short for the Bulldogs. Second down and 2.
Oh, little muffed snap. JT Norton just grabs the ball and tries to get some of the yardage back that they lost.
Things could have been bad right there. However, they still keep the ball. Still 3rd down and short for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs on their own 22. See what they can do. Norton snaps the ball, looking for a wide receiver. Looking off the wide receiver's fingertips. Incomplete, brings up 4th and 8.
Bad drop pass right there by number 2, Brian Canton. Be a 4th down and 8 as the Canton punt team comes back onto the field. 14 and 6 though. So a lot of football left to play. Holliston though definitely needs a touchdown on this drive as Jake Marcel punts.
Jake Marcel punts the ball. It's another great punt. Trying to fair catch it. Panthers will take over at the 50-yard line.
Now 8 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Let's see if the Holliston Panthers can tie up this game. Wait, why is GT on the field?
JT Norton, Bulldogs back on offense. Norton takes her up the middle for a gain of 2.
Strange things just happened right there, but Crow gets a few yards on that play. Now a 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Ball mark just shy of the 40-yard line. Sets up a 2nd and 7.
Seven and a half minutes left to go.
JT Norton snaps the ball. Hand off to Jake Marcel. Jake Marcel going on the right side. Gets the 1st down and many more.
Good run right there by Marcel. Huge run right there as the Bulldogs will now be around the 50 to 40-yard line. Definitely what you need from the Bulldogs right there.
The offense is on the move again.
See if the Bulldogs can get yet another great play.
Ball is snapped. Norton looking for a wide receiver. He's got one.
Chris
Pass is
Pereira.
caught by Chris Pereira. Chris Pereira going right. Trying to stall a little bit of clock, and he's down at the 9-yard line. What a play.
What an amazing catch right there by Chris Pereira. The wide receiver as the Bulldogs get a 1st down. Now that is a huge play for Canton as the game is now slipping in the hands of Canton.
We got 1st and goal from the 10 as the ball's marked right on the 10-yard line. The offense is back to work.
Still 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Let's see if the Bulldogs can score.
Norton snaps the ball, hands off to Crow. Crow takes it up on the right side of a hole
Crow on the
for
carry.
a gain of 1.
Gain of a
Crow
couple.
not able to get a lot of stuff going right there. However, it is still a 2nd down for the Bulldogs.
Ball moved inside the 10. 2nd goal from the 7.
Some of the Bulldog student section started to leave as it seems the Bulldogs' victory
Ball marked
is happening.
2nd goal.
About 5.5 minutes left to go now.
JT Norton snaps the ball, looking for a wide receiver in the end zone.
Tries to find, I think that's Pereira, but it is incomplete. Third down for the Bulldogs. Not what you want right there as the clock stops for a moment.
5:11 left in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs 3rd and 8.
See if the Bulldogs can score right here, as I said previously.
Norton snaps the ball, hands off to Crow. Crow finds the hole. He's in.
That's in.
Touchdown.
Huge play by the Bulldogs as they now lead by 2 scores. The game is probably over now for the Panthers as they lead 0.6. What a play by the senior captain. He is having a tremendous senior year. And the Bulldogs fans very elated with that touchdown.
Bulldogs will go for the extra point. And it is good. Bulldogs 21, Panthers 6.
24, Daniel Ferrara, the sophomore kicker, made extra points. Amazing drive right there by the Bulldogs, and they now might just be going to 4-0, which would be extremely good for their playoff odds. However, crazier things have happened, and who knows, Holliston might be able to get 2 touchdowns right here in the final 5 minutes.
Bulldogs kick it off to Holliston. Blocked it.
Retrieved about the 20-yard line.
Bulldogs trying to tackle him around the 35-yard line.
Matthew Gimblett. Tackled by Weeks on the play. Panthers offense will get to work from their own 36-yard line.
Obviously with that touchdown earlier, he's been having a great impact on defense as well, Just overall, been a huge, not only a huge season for the senior running back, but also a huge game tonight, being a huge factor in tonight's victory.
First and 10 Panthers.
Probable victory as they now lead 21-6.
Chris had an awesome game tonight. I mean, touchdown at the end, finding holes throughout the game, leading this Bulldogs offense. He's been. Charles Patrick trying to close the gap.
This is an intended target.
Gap and score, can't do it. Looking for a wide receiver's incomplete.
We're back. Charles Patrick is trying to get anything going right now. Very desperate for a comeback.
Second and 10 for the Panthers. Rose Patrick snaps the ball, looking for a wide receiver. High pass, but it is caught for a gain of 4.
They're down for the Panthers as the clock will continue to tick.
Brought down immediately. Pass complete to Jack Stacy. Sets up a 3rd and 6 from the 41-yard line.
So far tonight for the Bulldogs. Obviously, film session will happen tomorrow. I'm sure Coach Fallon's going to be really happy with this team's performance. Even after bad moments.
Charles Patrick snaps the ball, late handoff, and Bulldogs D-line all over that for a loss.
Led by Rancy Jean-Baptiste. No gain on the play.
Ever since shaky first two weeks start for the defense have been absolutely amazing these past 2 weeks. Not only in this game, but in the previous.
Sets up a 4th down play here for the Panthers. 3:40 in the contest. 4th and 5 from their own 41-yard line.
Charles Patrick, 3:30 left in the fourth quarter. Snaps the ball,
Back to pass is Patrick.
looking for a wide receiver. There's nobody there.
The throw. Ball's incomplete. And the Bulldogs take over on down.
Probably for the last time tonight. You know, Spencer, huge game tonight.
Miguel will make an appearance on this last drive as the Bulldogs lead 21-6.
After 41.
Miguel, 2 wins in a row. Last week and the week before that, helping the Bulldogs improve to 4-0.
First and 10 Bulldogs from the 41.
See what he can do here on this last drive. 3:20 left in the fourth quarter. Ball is snapped, handoff.
Inside
Ball
handoff to
finds a hole and he gets the first down.
For a first down. 8-11 on the play, and they're moving the chains again.
Yeah, let's back to running back. You know, he's been pretty huge for the Bulldogs so far.
First and 10 Bulldogs from the Panther 29.
He's been pretty good for the Canton team. There's now less than 3 minutes left to go.
First and 10
Another
on the
handoff
Holliston
by
24. Run up the middle, it gets it blocked.
Play is blown dead. No gain on the play. Maybe a loss of the yard. Sets up a 2nd and long for the Bulldogs.
Ball is snapped, run up the middle, and Holliston D-line's all over that. Unfortunately, there's only a minute 30 left in the game.
Not much they can do, Spencer, as you're about to say right there. Bulldogs about to advance to 4-0. You know, Spencer, with this win, what do you think they're going to do going forward?
It's been a great game. They got some tougher teams down the road, but they keep playing the way they play, keep playing their game. Should see them in the playoffs again like last year.
for sure, Spencer. Maybe even go farther in the playoffs. You know, maybe potentially a championship appearance coming up for the Bulldogs.
Hand off to Brody Baldiga. Brody Baldiga makes up for some of the lost yards they had in the last couple of plays. Brings up 4th down.
As you said right there, good run by Baldiga as the game will come to an end. Canton beats Holliston 21-6. Really good game right here, Spencer.
Great game tonight. Holliston 2-2 will make their record 2-2. Canton 4-0. It's been a hell of a game.
Absolutely, Spencer. Really tremendous performance on both sides of the ball. You know, Canton will be back at home on next Friday. Another huge game. Tries to advance to 5-0 as, you know, the Bulldogs trying to carry this momentum on to next week as the game is just about over. Thank you for watching today's game. I'm Will Santos.
I'm Spencer Reich.
And we'll see you next time on Canton Community TV.
Holliston will run out the clock, the last 5.4 seconds left.
Patrick's pass goes up. That's intercepted by Lang, and that's the end of the game.
To in fact beat Holliston 21-6. For real this time. Thank you for watching Canton Community TV tonight. I'm Will Santos.
Victory on senior night here at Memorial Field.
See you next time.
They have a well-deserved bye next weekend before they start taking on